She just shot her ex-husband and he falls over in the dirt.
And we're fine with this.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Max Joy.
And this is a podcast that would like to remind you that it is never too late to be a better person. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm really good. I know that message is not directed at me, so it's fine.
No, it's not.
But if you felt some kind of way when she said that, my granny always used to say, a hit dog will holler.
Yeah, right. It's true. The hit dog will holler.
Yeah. So
if you felt like maybe you could be a better person, or like I was a bitch for saying that to you, maybe look inside yourself.
Maybe you're the problem.
Maybe you're the bitch.
Wow.
And fuck you.
Right out of the gate.
I don't know, man.
It's a brand new day here at Smut.
Man, the sun is high.
Oh, how are you besides aggressive?
Aggressive, I guess. I'm good. I'm really good. I think I've been watching too many independent horror series on the internet. I'm getting a little... Anyway, I'm very good, thank you. I'm like the little ADHD gremlins inside of my head have been doing cartwheels since yesterday because they have so many new things to do. So I'm just overjoyed. I've been happy for like 24 hours straight.
Yeah, you did. So in our family, there are four of us. There's you, me, your sister, and then my
sister's husband.
Your sister's husband, our brother-in-law. The four of us have our birthdays within 18 days of each other.
Yep. You, and then me a week later, and then my sister 9 days after that, and then her husband 2 days after that.
Yeah. So we just decided to have a gathering at your parents' house yesterday. And
for the whole gang.
Yeah. And you got some basically like third-party Lego.
I got knockoff Lego.
Yeah, bootleg.
I don't mind doing fake Lego. I am not a purist. I just like to build shit. And I got 2 kits, one of which for sure is going to take me several days to complete.
Yeah.
And I am so stoked. You have no idea, because you are about to go out of town for work, which means I'm going to be home alone with Bytor and Snowdog, and I'm going to need something to make my brain not go crazy. And the blocks are a thing I can control.
Yeah, that's right. It is. It's perfect timing.
It is. It really is.
Because I'll be out of town for the next 2 weeks for work. So the timing could not have been.
And actually the timing is even better because the next week you are taking Snowdog with you.
Yeah.
Bytor has day camp every day, which means that I get alone time, and that's the week I can focus on the show.
That's right.
So I will get plenty of time to focus on a book uninterrupted for fucking once.
Yeah.
Oh man. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. It's so good to be me.
Yeah, and that actually makes me happy because it's been a while since I had to
find some wood to knock on or something, just because, like, you know.
Seriously.
Sorry. Oh, the Himbo Jones was like, knock. Sorry, puppy.
The timing is perfect because I have not been out of town for work
yet
for the new job.
Yes.
And this new job will have a bit more of a travel requirement than my previous job. So I'm very grateful. I'm always grateful for you having things to occupy your time when I'm not here. Because we are so wildly, wickedly codependent on each other.
Yeah, it's
I don't know how love can be unhealthy, but whatever.
There's a difference between codependence and interdependence. I think we are very interdependent creatures.
Yes. Hundy-P.
But we can exist without the other. It's just not comfortable.
Yeah.
Codependence is an unhealthy thing. So I'm told.
Allegedly.
But
yeah, no, it's going to be a good time. I love traveling. I love getting out. This episode will have been edited mostly in a hotel room in the greater Chicagoland area, which is always fun when an episode gets edited on the road. I've edited in New Orleans. I've edited in Dallas. I don't know that I've ever edited in Chicago.
No.
So this will be new. But anyway, what do we have? What book will I be editing about and around this episode?
This episode, I read Meet Cute by Millie St. Graves.
Okay.
And again, meat is spelled MEAT. Meet Cute.
I listen. I'm a carnivore. I'm an omnivore. I've never looked at meat and felt like it was cute.
No, I mean it's not about the meat at all. It's just a clever name.
Okay.
And so let's be very clear. I chose this book initially because of the name, because it reminds me of a joke from Miss Congeniality. Okay. It was this throwaway joke at the end of the movie that has stuck in my head. They're arresting what's her name, the bad guy, and somebody says something about how the ladies at something women's penitentiary will be so excited to meet her, and then Sandra Bullock just goes, yeah, and when she says meet, she means MEAT. It's like the worst like throwaway bad joke, and it's just been in my head like MEAT, bitch. Like, oh man. So when I saw that, I was like, Sandra Bullock.
I hope Sandy Bullock's doing good.
And somehow we got here. I don't.
And now we're reading this book.
If you want to recommend a therapist to me, I have health insurance again. So.
Oh yeah, that's right, we do.
Right. I also chose it because the cover is quite compelling. It is a feminine-looking hand holding a bloody human heart up aloft, like it's just in the middle of the frame.
Okay.
Hand, heart. And it's compelling. And I was like, oh, damn. Okay, cool.
Let's see what this story has to say.
Let's see here. So Meet Cute, The Butcher of Black Lake, Book 1 by Millie St. Graves is a novella. It is available for $2.99 or through Kindle Unlimited. It's $17.99 for print-on-demand paperback through the Zon, I think. I wrote that number down right. You tell me. Maybe I'm wrong.
Chat, let us know in the comments.
Tell me somehow. I don't know. The best way to get in touch with me personally is through the Discord. Otherwise, it's a crapshoot.
And if you miss the days of messages in bottles, I highly recommend commenting on one of our episodes on whatever platform you listen to it on.
Oh yeah, and it'll get to us eventually.
Eventually, in like a couple months, I'll check the YouTube comments and I'll like heart it.
I forget that we're on YouTube and all of our episodes are available and people listen to them there and comment on them there, and I'm just like, huh.
The only time
Sorry, love you guys. I really do.
The only time that's how this. Listen, you have to understand this. When we say this is a hobby, this is a hobby. The only time I ever notice that we have a YouTube that our episodes are on YouTube is when I get an email to the Smutco email telling me that an episode was pulled.
Oh yeah,
for some weird like copyright violation or some whatever. It's dumb.
Yeah,
and it
just pulls it for random reasons.
It pulls it for random reasons. Like I wrote the music. There's nothing in. There's nothing.
I wrote all the notes. I read the book, but I'm just telling you the story. Like
yeah,
I don't know.
Anyway, that's how often we check the comments.
Seriously. And I'm on a social media purge. I only go on TikTok for about 5 to 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
In that time, I'll see 3 to 4 videos. I'll check my messages, and I will make sure that none of my friends think I hate them because I haven't responded to anything.
Yeah, you'll drop a love you bestie,
and then I am out because I'm done in the bathroom. That's it. I'm done. I don't go on social media anymore. So getting in touch with me, it's hard. I get it. But Discord is always there. We are always available on that one. Just me.
More or less. If you at me.
Yeah. If you at anybody in there, they'll be like, huh? This place is still here? Because it's like a ghost town with memes posted on the walls. It's the best place.
It's the back rooms.
It is the back rooms of Discord. It's full of memes and occasionally cat pictures. And then sometimes an author will be like, I wrote a book. And I'll be like, oh my God.
You did it.
I love it when they do.
You
I just
did
get
it.
so
Yes,
excited.
you did it.
Like, look at you made that.
Yep.
You did that thing.
You birthed that book, baby.
I get the little book gremlins are my favorite. I love them so much. So let's do the triple trees on triple trees.
Let's do the triple trees.
Let's do the triple T's on this book gremlin, shall we?
Yes,
All
let's.
right. Triggers. Mentions of domestic violence off page. Mentions of divorce. Mentions of child abuse off page, but discussed in detail. Stalking and social manipulation of a secondary character. On-page murder of a secondary character. Discussions of past murder in detail. Guns, gun violence, and threats of same between main characters.
Wow.
Yeah. Is a big one.
Yeah, no shit.
Tropes this week. This is an FM, cis, heterosexual, contemporary dark romance featuring a reformed serial killer and a curvy librarian.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a future role play for us. Got all the stuff right here.
Oh my God, I do. I even have my glasses collection and all of my chains are hanging right there.
Yeah. I got all this trauma.
All of it. All of it. Just hanging on the walls.
Yeah.
Ugh, man. Where were we? Okay. Small town romance, slice of life, love after divorce, revenge, and closure.
Ooh.
And then for our titillations, we just have graphic sex, vaginal sex, oral sex, just good sex being had by people. That it's
hot, deep Dickens.
Deep Dickens. Let's do the story, shall we? Meet cute. We begin our story this week with our MMC. His name is Dean Campbell. He is described as tall, pale, dark eyes and hair, handsome in the unsettling way certain paintings are, like the eyes are following you.
Yeah.
A practiced smile, polite posture, low and controlled voice like an audiobook narrator or a cult leader. He's in his, at most, early to mid-30s.
Okay.
Dean Campbell is a good man, and he has been a good man for 1,892 days. He knows exactly how long, down to the minute, we actually learn later, because he keeps track of this in a tally mark thing in his journal next to his grocery lists and his bill reminders and his notes about the houseplants and the names of all of the people that piss him off who he is no longer permitted to kill. Because before Dean Campbell was a good man, he was the butcher of Black Lake, the serial killer who terrorized his hometown of Black Lake for years before suddenly falling off the map 5 years ago. He wanted to stop. He wanted to be a good man. He wants to be normal.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But he seems to mostly be sublimating his urges into like meticulous control of his environment and like a pretty good acting job, Yeah. And like practice. That's it. He's a sociopath doing his best to be okay with the fact that he can't kill people.
Yeah.
That's who Dean Campbell is. So we meet Dean one random Thursday morning when he decides that he is going to donate his used copy of Mindfulness for the Morally Challenged to his local library. And at the library, he meets the town's new librarian, who is a recent transplant. She is our FMC. Her name is June Whitmore. So June is round-faced, adorably curvy, white with like long wavy brown hair that she almost always wears up in a clip, and it's like always half falling out because she's frazzled, and she's got big round glasses that make her eyes even bigger. And she's always her wardrobe consists entirely of clothes that she definitely bought on ModCloth that have little cats on them and like Peter Pan collars and kitten heels. She's very into this librarian aesthetic, and this the whole aesthetic is a thing that she did for herself after her divorce because she wanted to claim something for herself. So it was her wardrobe. She wasn't planning on meeting men. She was planning on living her life without men. Hence, she's covered in cats.
Yeah.
Love it. Great. Yes. I love this for you, June. This is amazing. So after a short normal conversation where he gets awkward around the pretty girl because he did not expect to encounter a pretty girl here today. I say girl, she's also in her 30s and a divorcee. Like, she's a full-grown woman here. She's all like sassy and quietly sarcastic when he says things that he doesn't mean to say because he's blurting because she's pretty. And Dean Campbell walks away with the thought in his head is that he is stupidly, inconveniently, catastrophically in love with the new librarian. He's like, I am so in love with this woman. Oh, no.
Oh, it's very easy to see the self-inserts here.
Oh, I know, right? For real. So, June. Let's talk about June some more.
Yes, let's.
I love her.
So she looks like you.
Does she? Oh,
in my mind.
Okay.
She does now.
June Whitmore is a divorcee. Like I said, she recently moved to Black Lake for a quiet, peaceful, fresh start in a small town where literally no one has ever heard of her or her divorce from her shitty ex-husband, Paul, or his cheating on her with their next door neighbor, who is a 23-year-old Pilates instructor.
Ew.
Like, it's just icky. Or the restraining order that she had to take out on him because he decided that hitting her was the correct response to her leaving. Like, it's just bad. It's bad. We have mentions of abuse to the point that she has scars on her face. Like, she has some kind of scar on her face.
So we hate Paul.
We hate Paul. Oh, I forgot to put that in the triggers. Shitty ex-husband's name Paul. That's anyway, she moved here for a quiet small town life. She is very aware that a serial killer used to roam here, but he also hasn't in 5 years, and she is just true crimey enough to know that they don't break pattern like that. He's either in jail or dead or too old to continue working anymore. She feels perfectly safe living in this place. She is, however, worried about the quiet, handsome, and startlingly intense stranger who came to the library today and made her tummy do a weird little flip.
Oh yeah, I do that. I do that. Quiet and intense.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what you are, babe. That you're quiet and intense.
I'm one of those things.
I'll give you a hint. It's not quiet. So she just got to town. She's only been in town for 3 weeks. She is hiding out from an abusive ex-husband. She is not doing men, especially ones that have slightly dangerous vibes. Yeah. Ever again. This guy definitely has like slightly dangerous vibes.
We're off of men.
Yes. Dean, I believe the next day goes out for his normal coffee at Black Lake Beans. He has like this whole thing about coffee. It's a constant running inner monologue. It's like, remember I made that joke yesterday, was it today or yesterday, about it was like your one humanizing element was that you're bad with the lighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like his one humanizing element is he has really strong opinions on how you should make an Americano.
Yeah. Okay.
And every time they go for coffee, his first thought after taking a sip is something to do with the level of roast of the beans and whether or not it was any worth the trip to this coffee shop. There are 2 coffee shops in town. One's shit, one's not. He's got opinions. It's hilarious. I love it. So he has been all thrown off by meeting the cute new librarian, and his general, like, I want to kill the loud gum chewer thoughts are a lot louder today, and they're a lot more dangerous coming from a man who has actually axe murdered people in the past.
Yeah.
So after he gets his coffee, he decides that he should go back to the library today. It's right there, after all. It's practically right across the street, and there's no reason why he can't go and maybe ask the new librarian for recommendations on a book. So that's exactly what he does. She gives him a copy of Robert Knopf, the Murderer. Not a real murderer, actually, from a true crime bestie to another. That's not a real person. So she says that this is a piece of true crime nonfiction from the perspective of a family member who believes the killer innocent. It is here that he learns about her interest in true crime and the true crime club that now meets at the library every Thursday at 11 a.m. And this month they are discussing The Butcher of Black Lake.
Oh.
And so Dean's like, well, I have to go to that, right?
I could, if I were Dean, I couldn't, because I would be sitting there trying to just not correct the record.
So it's it's a really good excuse to be near June in a way that's not weird or creepy. Like that is at the forefront of his mind.
100%,
and he goes to that meeting, but then he does have to sit there and hold his tongue.
That's not how it happened.
Because every time he opens his mouth, June's like, you sound like you know what you're talking about, right? And he has to sit there and not say anything as they discuss his victimology, his methodology, and I think is the reason that he stopped as well. So like his victimology, somebody's like, I heard he only ever killed rude people. And Dean wants to be like, that's not fucking true. But he did kill people that he believed were like an inconvenience to society.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. He killed an old man because he ran a red light and just fucked up traffic for everyone for the whole morning. That's it.
Yeah.
Murdered.
I get it.
I knew you. I knew I could tell you about every single murder that Dean Campbell committed, and you'd be like, and?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No,
and what?
Now, listen. Obviously, I would never condone that IRL.
Not in this dimension.
Not in this dimension, but I am saying I understand.
Yeah.
In another dimension.
Exactly. So his methodology did include a lot of axes, and his disposal methodology was different quite a lot, but it always involved making sure that no part of that body was anywhere near him ever again. You know, he was very clean.
Yeah.
He was very organized. And even though he was perhaps interrogated or questioned at any point during the subsequent investigations, nothing ever came of it. He's completely clean.
Mm-hmm.
The law never even looked at Dean Campbell too hard. So he's very good at his former vocation. Is it a vocation?
Yeah.
I guess.
Hobby?
Yeah. I can't remember. There's another word. There's vocation and then anyway, it doesn't matter. So after the true crime meeting wraps up, he stays to help June clean up and like stack chairs and things. Again, it is just an excuse to be close to the pretty librarian. And then he invites her out for coffee, which again, more coffee, more opinions about coffee in his head. They talk a little more about like Black Lake and the fact that he grew up there and their theories on why the butcher of Black Lake stopped killing, which I think is hilarious because again, they're not theories. He fucking knows. He knows why. But eventually they get to the reason for her moving to Black Lake. And she is like, it's not a pretty story, but I'll tell you the story. And he's like, I'm all in for not pretty stories.
Yeah, I'm an axe murderer. It's fine.
And so she tells him everything about her ex-husband, about the cheating, about the abuse, about the fear, about the restraining order, about the moving here to get away from him, all of it. And Dean walks away from that encounter going, you know what? I am not a good man.
Mm-mm.
I am a curious man who will research the shit out of Paul Whitmore. So he's a very patient person and he starts slowly developing a plan in the back of his mind. I don't even think it's conscious effort at this point, but he starts developing a plan in the back of his mind that will eventually draw Paul Whitmore into his web, basically. The next week or so is spent in complete normalcy. June works. Dean comes to the library way too often with really flimsy excuses, and sometimes he brings treats. He is very kind. He is quietly opinionated, but he keeps his distance because he understands that this needs to be very slow, that he is a kind of scary man, and she just told him a bunch of stuff about an abusive ex-husband. So he's very respectful about all of it. After that week, I think it's the following Thursday, he comes to the library right before closing and asks her out on a proper date, still for coffee, but to the good coffee shop.
Oh.
And
does she understand the significance of this, or does this
no?
He's just to him.
Well,
he's like
I think at that point is like to Black Lake being the good coffee shop. Trust me, it's better.
Okay.
It's worth it. You'll understand.
Okay.
So she accepts. For the following afternoon, she goes. It's amazing. She feels both seen and understood by this man, and she finds that terrifying, which real, like fucking real. The cutest line I have ever read. Oh, I put this in. Okay, so I'm going to read something directly from the book because it was so adorable.
Okay.
In his past life, a good day for Dean looked like this. He'd wake up, swing an axe into the face or chest of some deserving asshole, throw their body somewhere not too hidden, and get rid of any and all evidence of his involvement. In his current life, a good day for Dean happened when June smiled at him. What the fuck?
I get it.
That's adorable.
I
mean, it's
though.
axe murdery as fuck, but it's so cute.
I love that idea. I love the idea of, you know how I love subversion and like weird.
Yeah.
Like I love the idea of a meet cute, but it's like if he were still working.
Oh yeah.
You know, just like going through the drudgery of like a serial killer who's bored with work.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Sure. And meet somebody who he doesn't want to kill and is actually worth hanging out with.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a book out there for that. I'm
sure
of
there
it.
is.
So after the cafe, they go for a walk. It's adorable and like all tentative and sweet. And the conversation is so adorable. I needed insulin by the time I was done. It's great. They pass a restaurant, and this ends up becoming a catalyst for an invitation to an actual dinner date where they will go the following night. And she agrees to go out to dinner with him. At the end of their walk, he leans in for a kiss, but he stops and he asks first. And there are multiple times in this book where in his head or aloud, he mentions that consent is important to him, which I find hilarious coming from the man who used to non-consensually take people's lives.
Well, it is now. People can change.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Every time I was like, the serial killer cares about consent. Okay.
Listen.
Yeah, sure.
Are we doing rehabilitation? Or are we not?
Are we or are we not? You're right. You're right. I swear to God, I believe in the rehabilitation of man. Okay. Fine.
But you make a salient point.
Thank you.
It's funny.
I appreciate you at least admitting that it is funny.
That is irony.
So they kiss. It is, of course, wonderful and knee-knocking and fireworky, and we love it. Yes. We get then a really cute domestic scene of June on the phone with her mom. She has a video call with her mom. And they talk about the fact that she has met someone and like the feeling that you have of getting into a relationship after getting out of a dangerous relationship, and the fact that you don't trust, like she doesn't trust it, right? Why would you trust it? And she's still fully in like fight or flight emotionally, etc. Her mom is a very sweet, wise woman. She doesn't have a lot of like deep, insightful, like speechifying to do. She just says like, yeah, it's okay to be afraid of all of that.
Yeah.
I get it. But also you're smiling. And that's really nice to see. Like that's all her mom can say, and that's enough, right? And then she immediately asks to see her grandchildren. And by grandchildren, she means June's 2 cats, because she has 2 cats, a rare orange girl cat named Marmalade, and another named Jelly, who looks a lot like our cat Bonnie.
Okay.
It's like sort of a gray and white, tigery kind of thing. I think of it as a very standard issue cat model.
Yeah, like a standard issue cat that got white paint on her.
Yeah. Oh, I have seen so many cats on the internet that look like Bonnie, enough like Bonnie that I'm like, is that Bonnie in somebody else's house? Like, can that bitch teleport?
No.
If she could, she wouldn't tell us, you know?
No.
It's fine.
She would be, no, Ma.
Nah. No. Oh, no, thank you. No, I don't want to go anywhere.
No.
So we meet the cats. Everything is adorable. On Dean's end, he is already desperately in love with June. Like desperately. He also isn't planning to murder her ex-husband. No, not that. He isn't planning that. What he is planning is to lure prospective businessmen like Paul Whitmore to Black Lake.
Oh,
That's all he's planning on doing. You know, he's working on how to hook a guy like that. He's working a slow digital manipulation of this man.
Okay, a little social engineering.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, it does pan out, but we just get a little bit more of it each time.
Mm-hmm.
And each time there's a little bit of a conflict in Dean.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he's like, you're supposed to be a good man now. You're a good guy. I'm writing something else in the notebook. I'm doing it. But in the back of his head, he's like, I already know what to do with this motherfucker. There's a whole internal conflict happening with him. So let's see. They both have their own solo freak out moments getting ready for their dinner date, which is adorable. It was great to witness. Dinner goes really well. They share another much more like intense kiss on the sidewalk outside of the restaurant afterwards. And then she invites him home. Dean comes, he meets her cats who don't immediately trust him, which he thinks is a good sign, which I guess is true. Unless you have a cat who doesn't like anyone and only likes you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if a cat trusts you too soon, maybe that is a problem. I don't know. Or if they really dislike you. Anyway, so once he gets into her house, there's some really intense foreplay flirting that happens in the kitchen, and then a lot of making out. Eventually, they make it to the couch, and he is, again, every step of the way asking if this is okay, if he can kiss her, if he can touch her, if he can take her clothes off. And eventually she is like, stop asking and start doing. Okay, my guy, I want you to fuck me on the couch. You do not have to be a gentleman about it. Okay, let's do this thing. And that is exactly what they do. So there is a quick conversation about condoms that happens. He eats her out, and we are in his head for this part of the story, and he is into it. I always love it when you're male POV for any part of the sex, because it doesn't happen all the time, which I totally get. If an author doesn't trust themselves to represent that character in that way, cool. But when it does happen, you're like, ooh, yes, give me all the thoughts. Give me all the dirty thoughts you're having about her right now. It's great. So he's super into it. I believe he makes her come at that point. Yes. And then she rides him on the couch. There's a quick conversation about like, I'm quite large. And he's like, I don't care. And then she rides him on the couch until he comes. Fabulous. They wake up on the couch the next morning. They never made it to the bed at all. They just sort of like passed out in a half tumble, and the blanket's over here and his legs are hanging off and he's probably got numb feet, the whole thing.
Worth it.
The next scene we get is June contacting an old contact of hers, someone who helped her during her restraining order process, a man named Evan Morales. And they chat very briefly. And essentially what she's doing here is asking him to run a background check on Dean Campbell because he's got access to it. I don't know if that makes him an investigator, a police officer, just a guy who knows how to Google things. I don't know. But so he does a background check on Dean. He's squeaky clean. There's nothing. I don't even think there's a parking ticket. There's nothing, which again, I said earlier, he may have been questioned. He may have been interrogated. Nothing ever came of it. He's in no official documentation. So good for him. He's very clean. June spends a few more minutes then talking to Evan, basically saying without saying that she is getting into another relationship and that she has met a man and that she's slept with him, and that he gives her some like reassuring words, basically like, did it feel good? Good. Do you feel safe? Does he make you feel happy? Then you didn't do anything wrong. Okay, bye. Love ya. Mean it. That's it. He's done. Over the next few days, Dean begins to execute the final plan to actually get ex-husband Paul into Black Lake at all. So he does this by posing as sort of like a shrewd townie who has insights into investment opportunities that guys like Paul Whitmore would be interested in. He's got just big enough of a portfolio to come to a small town and feel like a big fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lures him in with like idyllic small town photos and mentions of a restaurant in town that needs a silent partner and tourism opportunities for a very elite set who want to travel and want small town idealism, but they don't want the tourist crowds. He's really he's pulling all the right points on Paul.
Yeah.
And he eventually gets him into town. So Paul comes to town the following Thursday. He meets Dean, who is pulling this con off quite well. They have coffee. And once he is done with this meeting, Dean is 100% sure that he is going to kill Paul Whitmore. Not just for June, although this is mostly for June, but because the man is a smug asshole.
I'd be a jerk if I didn't kill him.
This is a public fucking service at this point, right? So as a result of this meeting with Paul, he doesn't make it to the last true crime discussion or the last true crime club at the library. And June cleans up by herself. She's feeling some type of way about the fact that she slept with him the other night and she hasn't really heard from him since. And then he didn't come to the regular thing that he has been coming to for the last 3 weeks that was a guaranteed reason to see her, you know? So she's kind of freaking out a little bit. She ends up closing the library and then driving over to his house, where he affirms that he is not ghosting her. He's just busy. He's giving her space. He also has a life, etc. He's not really lying to her. He's just also not mentioning the fact that he's doing this other thing.
Yeah.
They then have sex, this time on his couch, with every intention of making it to a bed eventually. Like they're like, fuck it, we'll get to a bed sometime or another.
Yeah.
This is one of, I think, 3 skimmed sex scenes where you just get like 1 or 2 sentences that says, and then we had sex and it was great. The next day, while meeting with Paul again for another conversation in another coffee shop, June calls Dean absolutely freaking out because she saw Paul's car in town. And now she thinks that he is here for her, that he is stalking her or something, even though all of this is over and the restraining order is in place, that he is here for her, and she is not well about it. And he tells her, okay, you're safe right now. You're home. Yes. Lock your doors. Stay there. I will be there as soon as I can. It doesn't stop him from having this meeting with Paul, which he then does. But he does comfort her over the phone until he can eventually show up. When he does get to her apartment or house, I can't remember where she lives. If it's an apartment or a house. Anyway, he holds her through the panic attack that she's still having until eventually she goes through the fallout. You've seen all of this. You know what a fallout looks like after a panic attack. You've experienced it. Eventually, she falls asleep on the couch with him. And once he is for sure that she is asleep, he wraps her up in a little human burrito on the couch, sneaks out quietly, and leaves her to rest. He has a quiet moment of final decision where he knows that he is going to kill Paul.
Yeah.
He doesn't start making the plan yet. He doesn't start writing the plan down. He calls that hubris. He says hubris happens when you plan too soon, but now he knows for sure. There's no more internal struggle. I'm going to kill this man.
Nah, and I'm mad at Dean.
Are you?
Because he's taking what I'm just going to essentially call the Thanos approach to this, which is there's only one way to handle this. I have to summon him to Black Lake. I have to bring my girlfriend's abuser to her new town that she escaped to. That's the only way I can do this. That's upsetting me.
Listeners, you can't see my face, but I'm agreeing so hard it hurts my neck.
She's Jack Nicholson nod gifting.
Yes, exactly. His one solution is, well, I mean, when you are a hammer, right?
I was just gonna say, when you're an axe murderer,
everything looks like an axe murdery problem to solve.
Looks like a fucking face or a chest.
I swear, when you're an axe murderer, everything looks like a reason to buy more plastic tarps. It's just for real. So yeah. Anyway, he has decided that he is going to keep her company. That's what he does. The next day, he goes to the library. He spends it there. Very casual, unobtrusive. He reads a book. He reads the same page like 9 times and just watches her argue with a copy machine because he thinks it's adorable, But he's always in sight so that she feels safe all day. And when he walks her to her car, she thanks him for it. And he says he's happy to do it and that he will keep doing it. And she asks how long? And he says, until you don't need me to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
June then makes an offhanded comment that she sometimes just wishes her ex-husband would drop dead. And in his head, it's like, ding, 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 ding. You said the magic word. Well, if you insist.
Well, I gotta know.
I got to. I think even as he walks away, he says something like, oh, careful what you wish for.
What? Nothing.
Now. So we get then a cute interlude scene of Dean taking June out of town on a date, and he takes her to an old farm somewhere where he's paid off the farmer to not come to the back 40 for the night.
Yeah.
And they have a picnic and they enjoy the sunset, and he points out constellations to her in the dark, and then they have sex, truly intense sex under the stars where he fingers her and then he fucks her, and then there's this it's this whole thing. There's no mention of a condom though, so I don't know if we're just over that part now or what. But so yeah, they have really intense emotional sex under the stars. 2 days later, June is still feeling uneasy about the fact that Paul is in town and she hasn't seen him, but she knows that he's there. And so she asks Dean if she can just come stay at his house. And she shows up at his door with 2 cat carriers because, of course, she's not leaving Marmalade and Jelly. They're going to come stay at Dean's place. So they all have a little sleepover at Dean's house. They all settle in remarkably fast. The domesticity is like freaking Dean out just as much as the ex-husband thing is freaking June out. And they decide to handle that apparently through sex. Like that's how they handle most of their feelings right now.
I love this.
Again, quoting right from the book, they made it to his bedroom this time. He put her on her hands and knees, getting her nice and wet before sliding in and pounding the day's troubles out of both of them. There you go. That's the 2 sentences you get of the sex that happens in that scene.
Perfect.
By the way, that's it. It's great. But that's what happens. So, it's dope for both of them. We love that. But so once she is definitely asleep in his arms, in his bed, snoring, he whispers his full confession to her that he is the butcher of Black Lake, that he gave it up because he wanted to be better. And now he knows that he is not better and that he won't let him, quote, hurt June ever again. And he doesn't care if that makes her hate him or if that makes him a monster. He will keep her safe. That's what he's going to do. That's the only thing that matters. The next morning, June wakes up. She leaves Dean in bed with the cats. She leaves a note that she's going to work and here's where to find the cat food. She spends the whole day at the library working with old Maud, the librarian, whom she's slowly taking over for. And the entire time she's kind of inside her own head. And Maud's like, "Are you okay, honey?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." It's like, there's just like a lot going on. It's been a really heavy week or whatever. And then when she has a moment to herself, she sits down and she's like, "Well, what the fuck am I going to do now?" Because she was only pretending to be asleep when Dean gave his confession to her the night before. And now she knows everything.
Yeah.
She knows everything. And she's not super happy about all of it. She's actually super pissed about it and she wants to talk to him about it, but he never comes home after she gets home from work. She sits on his couch and he just never answers. His texts don't go through, or her texts don't go through to him because he's out of cell service. And the reason that he is out of cell service is because he is slowly following Paul Whitmore on a secluded walk through the woods while he makes a few phone calls. He's just stalking the guy. I don't think he has any intention of actually hurting the guy at this moment, but he's just stalking him.
A little light stalking.
And then they get to a beach and he confronts him. I can't remember why. It all comes to a head. They start fighting. They're on this like rocky, secluded section of the beach of Black Lake, which this is the only time we're ever actually at Black Lake. And though Dean is an axe murderer with experience killing people, Paul is bigger and he might be stronger, but he's more violent than Dean is. Dean is an axe murderer, but he is a very methodical and controlled killer, where Paul is a chaotic force of trying not to die and beat your wife, he's a violent person. And he ends up getting the upper hand on Dean. He gets up and he starts digging in his pockets. And I think he pulls out a gun. It is never made explicitly clear, but there is a gunshot. And then Paul falls over because June is suddenly here and she has a gun. This is the only time I was like, wait, what?
This
How
part,
did that happen?
Okay, let's find out.
We don't.
Oh.
We never do. It is the one time where I'm like, we needed a transition here, and we did not get one. Because first of all, I don't remember there being a gun in Dean's apartment, or in his house. But he says the gun from my place. So it is his gun. Okay. How did she get there? When did she decide to go there? How did she find them?
None of my business.
Not my business, not my problem. Questions for another god, right?
Fair enough.
Okay, fine.
Moving on.
We do know is she just shot her ex-husband and he falls over in the dirt.
And we're fine with this.
And Dean stands up and then she points the gun at Dean.
No. Oh, well, yeah.
And then she's like, what the fuckity fuck? I have questions. None of this is okay, right? None of what's going on right now is okay. You get that? And he's like, I know. I'm sorry. I fucked up so hard. And he tries to explain. She's like, fucking talk. all of it from the beginning to the end. And he does. And he tells her that he had an abusive father and how he was raised to have a total disdain for empathy, that empathy was a weakness, and that if you wanted something, you took it, et cetera, et cetera. He was physically abusive as well to both him and his older brother. His big brother tried to help, but he could only do so much, you know. He says the first person he killed was a bully who had been giving him hell for weeks at school. He was 15. That his big brother helped him cover it up and was, I guess, his alibi or something. And then he slowly spiraled further and further into what he became, which was the Butcher of Black Lake. And eventually his brother gave up because he couldn't help him. You know, he became somebody his brother did not recognize. And he woke up one morning and realized that he was entirely, utterly alone. And the only thing that was giving him any pleasure was the idea of killing someone. And he didn't want that anymore. So he decided to try and be a good man, to try and be good. And now he knows that he is not good. And that the only good thing about him is June. And he fucked it up. Like, he does this whole speech. It's great. Yeah, well, we love a man that grovels or whatever, especially at gunpoint. Cool. This is around the time that Paul groans on the ground. So Dean's done this whole speech about his past and his present and now and June and all of this, and then Paul is like, "Rrr." So June
help.
did not in fact kill her ex-husband, but now he has to die.
Well, yeah.
There's literally no other option, and they both recognize that to be true. So Dean ends up killing Paul, very quick, efficient.
Here, let me.
Neck snap.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't even have to look, but he has to die. They burn what they can. They bury what they can't. They sink Paul to the bottom of Black Lake, and they wash their hands and they drive away. And it's all very silent, shocked, you know, something huge just happened. No one's happy about it. We are all terrified kind of situation.
And you can find us on social media. That's where the book ends.
Right?
Weird. It would be funny, but that's just
that would be really funny. That's it, and that's the end. And they drive off into the sunset. You know, damn, fuck.
What are you
8:24.
into? Yeah, right. Closure.
Not this week, baby. Move it on. No, so she asks to go home, and he takes her to his home.
Okay.
It's never really specified, but that's where she never specifies that's where she wants him to take her, but that's where he takes her because that's where the cats are, maybe. I don't know. They go immediately to the shower and they wash away all of the evidence, anything that could possibly trace them back to this.
Yeah.
Again, they wash each other, but it is not sexual, but it is very reverent, careful, emotional kind of washing.
Yeah.
We're taking care of each other, but we're also incredibly shocked by the thing that has just happened to us kind of thing.
Yeah.
He then wraps her up in a towel. They both get dry. He gets her in one of his biggest, softest, oldest t-shirts, you know, not as a right of claim, but just because he wants her to be comfortable. And they go to bed. She wriggles herself back until she's like, I am the little spoon. This is, I need comfort right now. This is happening. They don't acknowledge anything. They just go to sleep. In the middle of the night, she wakes up. She rolls over and is like, emotional catharsis, sex time. They do that. Again, it's just like one sentence where we are told that that's what happens. And then Dean holds her. He doesn't fall asleep again. He just holds her for the rest of the night. Recognizing that he is not a good man, but that he could be, but the cost of it is high. Yeah. Essentially. And that is the end of the book. We have an epilogue. Okay. We always do. So 2 years later, the police closed their file on Paul Whitmore's disappearance. So Dean has left a particularly fleshed out trail of perfectly reasonable debts that Paul actually had to people you do not want to have debts with, you know. So he's essentially just pointed the cops in a different direction, and the trail was so good they never looked up again. Yeah,
created enough doubt.
They've pinned it on some kind of organized crime organization that they'll never be able to figure out.
Exactly.
Okay, it's whatever. It sucks.
Yeah. Turns out getting away with murder
Kind of easy.
Alarmingly easy.
Kind of easy. Terrifying. Don't want to think about it too hard. Kind of easy. So the cops never look twice. Paul's death is written off, and mostly everybody's like, it was his own fault for getting involved with these people that you shouldn't borrow money from, right? June and Dean are still together. They are very much in love. They now have a system in place. So when women come into the library requesting resources that feel a little too close to home to her past life, she starts to pay attention. And if she gets a vibe, a husband doesn't talk to his wife the right way, or if she flinches, or if she seems to be wearing too much makeup one day, she'll tell Dean, and then she never says anything about it again. And she doesn't ask questions she doesn't want to know the answer to, and he does not provide information. And it works, and they both sleep at night. Mostly pretty good, actually. Yeah. But it's a system that works. She feels like she is protecting people to the best of her ability. And Dean has a place to put the serial killerness that isn't entirely selfish and dishonorable, in his opinion.
In a way, it's sort of like he's acting like her amnesty box.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is I'm just saying. Right?
Yeah.
So eventually June, she starts writing, and she just can't stop writing. And she starts just typing down her thoughts, and eventually it ends up being a book. She writes a book about the Butcher of Black Lake, not about Dean, but about the systems in place that allow small towns to be terrorized by serial killers in the first place, because they are made by quiet small towns that don't acknowledge men who abuse their children and their wives. They don't acknowledge the systems that are in place that create monsters in the first place, and then they just cry about the monsters, right? It's a whole thing. It's a big metaphor. We love it. Yes.
Yeah.
The end. That was Meet Cute by Millie St. Graves. Thank you so much. Got a little heavy at the end with the emotional stuff and like the reality of serial killers and abusive men, but
yeah,
it was still really good. And I do have to say, it was funny. It was really well written. It was witty. It was clever. It had enough good humor in it to keep me on page when we were planning to murder a man. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And that is, yeah, that's the thing that I know you're into.
I am into murdering men. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Well, pragmatically. So.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. What are you into?
What am I into?
What are you actually
into?
I
am into, well, speaking of murder, I hope you weren't going to say this one. I am into They Will Kill You.
No, that's okay.
Fabulous. Okay, so They Will Kill You is the movie that we just watched over the course of the last couple of nights. It was so freaking good. I loved the hell out of it. It stars Zazie Beetz.
Yep.
And
Zazie Beetz. I don't know
Zazie,
how
her. You know her.
Yeah.
If you see her, you know her. She's gorgeous, and she's really, really fantastic in action. And I loved everything about her in this, especially because she was just like fighting dudes with big machetes and like shooting guys' heads off. It was fantastic.
And she was in her underpants the whole time.
Oh, and she was in her underpants like half the damn time. Yeah. That's just a little bonus for me personally.
I was gonna say at one point you were just like, I was like, what? And she's like, she's so hot.
She's so hot. I was like, you fucking. It's not even like I'm going,
no.
I'm just like,
no.
Like I'm mad about it almost.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
It's
upsetting how attractive some people are, and she's
like
one of those people.
Cuteness aggression.
Yeah.
But for hot people.
Yeah, hotness aggression.
It's hotness aggression. I just want to punch her a little.
How dare you?
And then maybe kiss her a little, and then maybe punch her a little. But anyway, so it also stars Patricia Arquette.
Yep.
And Heather Graham and
Tom
Felton, thank you, Draco Malfoy, and several other semi-familiar faces, I think. And it's kind of like if Ready or Not and Kill Bill had a baby while Bodies was in the cuck chair. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's...
While they were making the baby.
Yeah. So it's Ready or Not, which is rich people killing a not rich person for the sake of the devil, right? But with Kill Bill in terms of like bigger choices being made with the camera, bigger choices being made with the acting, blood spurting out of every fucking orifice every time somebody dies. At one point, Heather Graham's disembodied eyeball is its own character. Like, it's bigger, it's big. And then bodies, because it's got way more elements of just discussion of racial tension in the 26th century. Like, that, it's just, I loved it. I enjoyed it very much.
It's so good.
I would like to watch it again at some point, not for a few days, that kind of thing.
Yes.
But it was really, really good. What are you into, babe?
The Odyssey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I figured that's what you were going to say.
It was the Odyssey. We went and saw the Odyssey last weekend. I wanted to go see it again in a true 1:43 IMAX experience. I bought a ticket to go see it in a true 70mm experience, but I'm not going to be able to go. Doesn't matter. The point is, we went and saw it. It was really freaking good. It was way better than I anticipated. I was not expecting such a mainstream effort from Nolan. From Christopher Nolan, the writer and director, who tends to, as much as I appreciate his work, he tends to be too big a fan of his own brand, in my opinion. But it was really good. It was all the hype. I think it was warranted. I think it was a perfect combination of a high art and spectacle and good, clean fun. And I had a really good time.
Yeah.
It was a flawed film. Obviously, it's, you're not going to get a lot of positive representations of women when you're working with the source material that they're working with.
That certainly doesn't help.
No.
I mean, there are a lot of strong positive representations of femininity in the Odyssey, but overall, there are no good people in the Odyssey.
No. Yeah. Nobody is.
And
nobody's
the
good.
gods are never good. So
no,
we don't count them as people, but they're never good. So yeah, it's not uplifting. They did their best, kinda, to like give it a different message than the Odyssey, a different message than it needed to have 2,500 years ago, whenever the fuck it was written. I don't remember. And the women in it were great.
Yep.
But yeah, you're not going to find a lot of great representations of people.
Exactly.
As a whole.
Yeah, they're not. None of them are really good people at all.
Except for maybe Elliot Page's character.
Oh yeah,
he's a good dude.
Sinot.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. He was the only one. And he's technically not even in the Odyssey. His character is from the Iliad.
Yeah, they added him stuff.
Yeah, they pulled him from other material.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. So that's what I'm into. What do we have? I know what we have, and it's kind of a special treat. It's a kind of a first for us here on Cheap Smut.
Is it? Well, I mean, yes, in this regard, it is.
Yeah.
So next time we are reading Mingling with Mothman by Eden Crow.
Yeah, and we've never talked about the Mothman on the show ever once. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, that's the new thing, obviously, is
obviously.
the Mothman. No, so we have covered an Eden Crow book before. We read Bowling with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And then I think it was even in the Bowling with Bigfoot episode where we were talking about this, we mentioned that in the small town where you grew up, there is a statue of a bear, and at one point in your youth, as a little rascal, you duct taped a big dildo onto that bear.
We did, yes.
And Eden thought that was so funny, she put a version of that into her book.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to read the book that story is in.
Yeah. Yep, there you go.
So there you go. Your small town prank has been immortalized forever in print.
And what is the name of the book?
Mingling with Mothman.
I can't wait for that to happen in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, you can find us on social media. We are on Instagram and TikTok in the most loosest of terms. If you would like to email us, please do so. cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. gmail.com. As always, there is a link to this book in the show notes. It's not an affiliate link. We don't get any money for it. We're just trying to help the authors out. If you would like to support us financially, you can do so. Click on our link tree and go to our link for our coffee, or Ko-fi, however you want to pronounce it, and support us financially there. If you would like to support us financially and get access to some of our old Patreon bonus episodes, you can do so. Just poke around that page and look for the instructions on how to do that. The music that you hear in this and every episode is called Storytime by me, Max Joy.
Listener, remember, if there is a book in you, write it. And if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she'll come on this show and explain it to me for your entertainment.
I'm going to go make sure that the yelling I heard earlier was not actually children fighting. Bye.